Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm, of course, your host today, Mega Mike the Movie Man. We have an awesome stream for you all today. As usual, these amazing Sunday mornings, we're going to go ahead and talk about some awesome movie stories. Well, maybe not so awesome. Definitely some scandalous stuff going on out there, but we got to talk about it. It's important nonetheless. So, our first news story is going to be the Rotten Tomato scandal. Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe my ears or my eyes when I read this story. So we're going to talk about that. We got to talk about all the money that WB is losing during these times of these strikes. And if we have any strike updates, is this strike ever going to end? Who knows? But we got some details on that. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And then, of course, we got to talk about the Crow movie. Yes, the Crow reboot. Get some updates on it, some information. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, this movie finally gets made and released and it works out okay for everyone. And then, of course, we'll have the Ask Anything section. So I'd like to remind everybody if you can try to keep on topic as much as possible as we go to the news stories themselves. Really focus comments and questions into those news stories. And I love interacting with you all. So the comments and questions are great, helps fuel the conversation. But anything outside the box conversation wise, anything about different movie stuff out there, just really fun questions in general, physical media stuff, whatever you want. Try to save that for the Ask Anything section as much as possible. But there we go. Let's get into first reminding everybody to go ahead and smash that like button. So easy. Takes a half a second. Just go up there, click that like. If you're new to the channel and you love talking movies, you're in the right spot. You're going to want to click that subscribe to stay entertained and informed in the movie news world. Of course, physical media and all that great stuff as well. And then, of course, you want to check out some memberships if you want to support the channel on an extra level, get some exclusive reviews, some perks, and get more content decisions into the channel and really become a master of the channel yourself. So those are always fun. But yeah, super chats are greatly appreciated as well. Any amount goes a long way to helping the channel. So thank you very much. How to get all that stuff out of the way. But let's get into some of these comments just to see who's joining us today. And as I go through this, you guys let me know. You're my eyes and ears out there. How does my video look? How does my audio sound? Am I coming in crisp and clear? I don't want to be lagging or freezing up on you guys. So please let me know that right away so I can adjust and, of course, make this a better experience for all the viewers out there. So I really appreciate you all. But let's go ahead and check into the comments here. We got Alex, who's an awesome member of the channel, really supporting the channel on a whole nother level. Thank you so much, Alex. How to shout you out for that. Of course, members always get great shout outs. But that Disney Legacy 100 movie collection got announced today. I hope the price tag isn't too extreme and quantities aren't too limited. I would really like to have it in my collection. Now, Alex, if you could put in the comments, what does that include? Because I briefly saw it. I didn't look on the details into it yet. Like, is it every movie that came out as a 100-year anniversary title, like in a 100 anniversary tin? How is it going to look? Is it slip covers? What is it? Because that's a lot of movies right there if they're doing that all in a bundle price. That'd be kind of interesting. So please let me know on that. And yeah, and if you have a price, that would be great too. But I'm guessing the price is going to be super expensive with Disney. Of course, every Disney thing is super expensive price, so I wouldn't doubt it with this one. But yeah, let me know. Let me know some more details on there. I might have to do a video on that. Within the next couple weeks or so. We got Adrian saying hello there, Mike. How are you doing today? I'm doing good. Still waking up. It's still morning for me over here. So went on my morning walk, did a quick little breakfast, and now I'm here to chat with you awesome people. So yeah, it's going great. Great day today. We got Lance Jackson saying, hey there. What's up, Mike? Just watching TV and later probably going to watch Maleficent and Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Well, I love how you mentioned that second one, the Peculiar Children one, because we actually got an awesome Tim Burton filmography stream coming up towards the end of the month with the Collectors Club. So it's going to be a Collectors Club stream together where we're going through all of Tim Burton's films one by one. And it's going to be fun. We're going to get into some amazing discussions on that one. So if you're a Tim Burton fan, stay tuned for that. So I just rewatched Peculiar Children again like a week or so ago. So I enjoyed my watch of it actually. Can't wait to really dive into that one. Let's see. Alex says both of those movies are pretty darn decent, and Eva Green is Miss Peregrine. Let's see. We got Craig in the house saying hi, Mike. Hi, Craig. We got Hisham saying, "What's up, Mike? So excited to talk about the movie. What movie? Or just movies in general? You gotta let me know. Oh, and you guys also let me know out there, how is my lighting? Is my lighting too bright? Should I turn down the lighting at all? Because I can easily turn down the brightness here. See? Huh? See? What looks better? You guys let me know. You guys let me know on that lighting too. Let's see. We got Craig says, sounds good and pictures good. I love to hear that. Dimension saying, hello, everybody. Hello, Dimension. All right, awesome. Such a great group of fans here today. Really appreciate it. And then those who are watching out there that maybe haven't done comments, still really appreciate you all as well. And everybody who's watching on the replay. As long as you just hit that like button, so amazing. Really, really appreciate that. But let's get into the first story here. We got the Rotten Tomato scandal. We've all been kind of, trying to put, an eye on Rotten Tomatoes ever since they came out. And, some random things have happened here and there to kind of sketch us out a little bit about Rotten Tomatoes. But now we have proof that there is some shenanigans going on with Rotten Tomatoes. So let's get into this right here. And I got to hear your guys' thoughts on Rotten Tomatoes just in general. Do you guys use Rotten Tomatoes at all? Do you like how they, get their scores together? If you don't know how they do that, I can explain that as well, because some people aren't really aware of how Rotten Tomatoes does their scores. And then, or do you not care about Rotten Tomatoes? You're like, I'm just gonna go see the movie based off what I think I'm gonna like. If I like the trailer, and you don't even care about the score, it could have a 0%, it could have 100%. It don't matter to you. I want to hear that as well. But let me get into this overlay here. Let's look at it. Look at those Rotten Tomatoes. Ah, gross. All right. In an in-depth report published earlier today, Vulture uncovered a scheme from a PR film called Bunker 15 to goose reviews for 2018 Daisy Ridley drama Ophelia. After initial reviews came in, resulting in a disappointing 46% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, a movie is deemed rotten and falling short of a 60% rating. Vulture reports that Bunker 15 started paying lower level critics on the website to post positive reviews for $50 a pop, essentially trying to manipulate the system. The firm also lobbied one critic to change their negative review to positive. As it turns out, the scheme worked and the money followed. Ophelia jumped up to a 62% rating, scoring that coveted a fresh label. And the next month, IFC Films announced it acquired the film for distribution. Bunker 15, for its part, denied the allegations. Founder Daniel Harlow telling Vulture, we have thousands of writers in our distribution list. A small handful have set up a specific system where filmmakers can sponsor or pay them to review a film. Wow, totally sketchy, right? I mean, come on. You're not supposed to manipulate the scoring system in any way because that loses the credibility of Rotten Tomatoes, right? If we find out more and more, hey, a lot of these scores are manipulated in a way, then is anybody going to trust Rotten Tomatoes that people are using Rotten Tomatoes? I mean, come on. Now, I've liked Rotten Tomatoes before I found out, partially about this information here, but I always kind of liked how they did their scoring system where they would basically get all these critics, right? A pool of all these critics, and they would pretty much aggregate the scores where it's like, okay, did a critic give it a thumbs up, a positive, or a thumbs down, a negative, and then that's what the scores would accumulate to. I always thought that was kind of valuable information for me at the very least. It didn't always necessarily make me go see a movie, but if there was a movie, for example, that came out and I'm like, you know what? Based off the premise, it sounds like a movie I may not really like. I don't really know much about the movie. It's a more obscure movie. If I saw it had a really amazing Rotten Tomato score, I might take a chance on it. I remember that happened with a Psycho Goreman, where I'm like, Psycho Goreman, this looks like a B level, just cheesy horror movie, can't be any good. And then I saw the score. I'm like, wow, this is an extremely high Rotten Tomato score. Well, what's going on with this movie? And then I saw it, I loved it, picked up the Blu-ray, rewatch it all the time, and it was way different than what I thought it was going to be. So, for instance, I appreciated Rotten Tomatoes for those scores. But now we're getting this information, these scores, or who knows how many. It could be a small amount, it could be a handful. Who knows? Who knows how many of these scores have been manipulated? And is it just this one, what was it, Bunker 15 or whatever it was called? that was doing this. Probably not. They're probably the ones that got caught, but I'm sure there's other things out there, other companies that probably do similar stuff. So it just depends, how often is this happening? How many of these PR firms are doing this? Like how many is really integrated into this system where it's causing these inflation of certain scores out there. But from what I heard, Rotten Tomatoes did, punish them in some kind of way. I don't know what they did exactly. I'm not sure if they wrote like emails or letters out to them saying they have to stop doing that, or if that was to the critics themselves too. One of those things, or maybe it was both of those. But something like that, I think, and they might have adjusted the scores from that PR firm, if I remember correctly, to fix them back to what they were. Something like that. I'm not 100% clear on that. If you have more information, let me know that in the comments. But let's run through your guys' comments on this. We got my mom in the chat. Hello, hello, mom. All right, we got Hisham saying Man of Steel 2013, 53%, Captain Marvel 2019, 79%, Critic and Rotten Tomatoes. Are you kidding me? So I love Man of Steel, but I remember the time it came out, that style, that very Zack Snyder style was not for everybody. And it's still not for everybody. Like Zack Snyder has a very specific kind of dark, gritty tone to it. Like certain, you can tell a Zack Snyder movie is when you watch it. So it doesn't go along with everybody. So that score actually makes sense for me, just from an aggregate perspective. Now, Captain Marvel, that makes sense for me too, because that was when Marvel movies, were more beloved by more people, and just any MCU movie that came out, I guess, would have a slightly more positive review. But also, that was more a family friendly movie. Marvel tend to be more family friendly, right? Where DC really takes some chances. They'll go super dark with certain films. So Man of Steel was definitely a risk in terms of tone, where I think Captain Marvel was playing it safe. So that score still makes sense to me. Even though I don't love Captain Marvel, I kind of like it still. I'm easy to please on superhero movies. I put it in like mid tier, maybe low mid tier Marvel. But I watch it over Thor and Love and Thunder for sure. Yeah, it's funny how when a new movie comes out that's not so great, that another movie gets boosted back up. But those scores kind of make sense to me, right? It's not like Captain Marvel's in the 90%, right? But Man of Steel, I loved it. I would have given it a very high score. But once again, um, it it doesn't work off of, hey, how high is somebody's score? It's just, is it overall a positive, overall a negative, and then it aggregates all those critics together. All right, let's see. Craig says use it once in a while for borderline movies, like movies you consider on the borderline where it's like, I might go see it, I might not. Of course, that's what I use it for too. I mean, now it's a little bit different. I definitely see a lot more movies with my unlimited pass. But if I didn't have my unlimited pass, absolutely, especially a movie I really am not sure on that could go either way, a coin toss. If I'm going to spend hard earned money on it, I need to get a little bit more information, and the Rotten Tomato score can add to that. Doesn't mean it's going to be my definitive, just going off of that, but it can be a tool in the resource kind of belt to, make a decision. Let's see. My mom says I don't pay attention to Rotten Tomatoes because I usually like the movies others don't. That's true. And some people are that way, where it's like they never align with Rotten Tomatoes. And that's fine. Yeah. If it's just another tool, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. So yeah, it's gonna be different for everybody. Hisham says next time don't listen to Rotten Tomatoes anymore. As audience, we make our own decisions what movie we like and what movie we don't like. That's your choice, not Rotten Tomatoes. But still, you have to go out and see a movie, right? And there's thousands and thousands and thousands of movies out there. Everybody's time is so limited. You're gonna have to make a choice. Not one person in the world can see every single movie that has ever existed. No way, not enough hours in the day, right? People got to do other stuff too. I mean, even if you didn't work or do things, I mean, you still wouldn't have enough time with how many movies have been released. So I think that's really what it's for, right? Where it's really just as another tool where it's like, of course, you could override it and say, hey, even though I see it's a bad Rotten Tomato score based on the premise, based on the genre, I'm still gonna go and take a chance on it because I still might like it. Like I know me, I love the superhero genre. So I'm gonna pretty much see any superhero movie out there, even if it has a terrible score. Howard the Duck, not so good of a score. Of course, I'm going to see it. It's a Marvel movie. I love Howard the Duck now, right? I mean, it's a great movie for me. It's fun. I can also recognize that a lot of people don't like it, and that's totally okay. But so of course your preferences will always override Rotten Tomato score. But I mean, I still think it's a tool in the tool belt. Not the only tool, but I still think it can be used. But when it's done correctly with this scandal and manipulation of certain scores, it does make you kind of, want to rethink a few things and really, go into it. But I think Rotten Tomatoes, once they found out this information, they went about correcting it. And things are going to happen, right? Things are going to happen. It is what's going to happen and how somebody responds to it. That's going to make all the difference, I think. Alex saying Zack Snyder's new Rebel Moon looks pretty good. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like a Star Wars movie, but rated R, right? I mean, why not? We got Tim in here. I know Tim loves the Rotten Tomato scores, right? Just joking, Tim. Howdy, Mike. Howdy, Tim. How you doing out there? Let's see. Alex is saying, I feel like I rate movies much higher than most people across review platforms, Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, Letterboxd, and whatnot. Oh, see, there you go. See, I never really look into though on Rotten Tomatoes like people's specific scores and how high they rated a movie, which I think you can if you dive into their specific review. Look at that. I just always look at the aggregated number in total, which is once again just hey, did most people give it a thumbs up? Did most people give it a thumbs down? Like a 6 from somebody is the same as a 10 from somebody in that aggregated score. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I see. I don't really give rankings to movies at all. I kind of do it the Rotten Tomatoes way, where you guys see in my out of theater reactions, I'll give the thumbs up or a thumbs down. If I recommend it, I give you my thoughts on it. I actually don't give scores to movies at all. I have a no scoring policy on my channel. Um, right? Because I mean, once again, I mean, what does the score really mean, right? You always have to go back to that. Let's see, we got let's see. Hisham saying Man of Steel 50. Oh yeah, saying that again. Yep, gotcha. Oh yeah, we got the master of all movies Presswood DVD collector saying hello to some people. Hey, we got AJ's movie place in here. Hey AJ, haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for being here. What do you think of Rotten Tomatoes? That's what I want to know. Do you use that at all, AJ? All right. So I think that was all the comments on Rotten Tomatoes, right? Um, so yeah, let's move on to the next story here. And still not a very well, no, yeah, it's definitely not a happy story overall, right? So WB loses millions. Why are they losing money? The strikes are still going on. So that is not good news that the strikes are still going on. But let's look at the overlay here. Yes, yes. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, and ooh, there's actually one overlay missing here, but we'll actually let me click on this one and see if I actually did uh do this overlay. I thought I did. Oh yeah, I did. Okay, there we go. Don't worry, guys. I gotcha. Okay, let me bring up this WB one. In crude monetary terms, there are reasons why companies like Warner Bros. Discovery would rather lose $500 million than make the slightest concession. The conglomerate announced earlier this week that it expects 2023 adjusted earnings to be between 10.5 billion to 11 billion, down from 500 million from previous estimates. David Zaslav, CEO for Warner Bros. Discovery, made half that amount in 2021. In its announcement, Warner Brothers commented that while the company was hopeful the writers and actor strikes would be resolved, it could not predict what the strikes will ultimately end. With both guilds still on strike, the company now assumes the financial impact to WBD of these strikes will persist through the end of 2023. Whether this was meant as a threat or not, Wall Street reacted enthusiastically to the aggressive tone as WBD stock rose 2%. Now, I'm not sure exactly why their stock rose from that. Maybe if you guys know a little bit more about the stock market, you can mention that to me. But this is still not good news. So strikes are still going on. Writers, actors strike. It looks like there's no end in sight. This is definitely going to go, I think, for the rest of the year and then probably into next year as well. They just haven't really sat down and started some real good negotiations yet and really be working through these issues. They had that one meeting where it didn't go so well, no progress was made, where pretty much the studios just said, "Hey, you should have taken that deal. It was a really good deal," because they just never really negotiated anything. So they both kind of offended each other and then went their separate ways. And now we still got the strikes going on. So I got to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Like these strikes, I mean, what is going on here? Do you think these are going to end by the end of the year? Do you think it's going to go into next year? What do you think has to happen for these strikes to end? I would think there's a middle ground they could get to. I mean, but there's so many serious issues here. We got the residual issues. We got how do you get paid, with the streaming views? How do you AI issues, right? All of these big giant issues. How are they going to get this stuff solved? And you know what? My suggestion is, hey, studios, just make the deal because you're losing more money now than if you already made the deal. Like, come on, you already lost $500 million, $500 million. That probably could have easily taken care of the writers and the actors and cover everything. Why? Why rather waste the money, let money go down the drain instead of just paying people fairly and getting everything back on track? I don't get it. I don't get why would they rather be stubborn? I know they're going to set a precedent by this and then others might follow around the globe and different companies out there. So everybody in the globe is really looking towards this because once again, AI is something that's going to impact all the jobs out there. So precedent is going to be set by this. Is that why? Is that why they're so stubborn? Just because maybe they don't even care about the money anymore. They're just like, no, we want to have it our way, and they're kind of afraid of the future. If this happens here, what's going to happen later on? Is it going to be more harmful later on to them as a company? That's the only way I can think because they're losing so much money right now that they could have used to satisfy. I mean, really, what the actors and writers were asking for was such a small fraction of a percent of what they would be earning. It's outrageous, right? It's outrageous. I don't know. Let's see in the comments on here. I got to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Oh, we got Huck in here. I mean, the Collectors Club is invading today on this stream. I love it. Hey, Huck. Hi, Mike, and all you groovy people in the chats. Hey, Huck, how you doing out there? Huck has some awesome challenges going on right now. What we got, Huck? You got a couple different kind of variations here. You have the best duos in on-screen films, and then also best duos TV edition, right? I know I have my video coming out for that, I believe, on Thursday. So some really good challenges over from Huck. If you have not seen those yet, audience out there, definitely participate in those. Very fun. Let's see. Yes, the Master of All Movies Presswood is saying, I have more than hundreds of WB movies in my collection. Well, yeah, I mean, they make good movies, or they used to make good movies. They definitely have a lot in their collection. They've been around, what, over 100 years now? Aren't they celebrating their 100-year anniversary along with Disney celebrating? So yeah, they've been around a long time. Lots and lots of movies. Let's see. Tim is saying if smaller studios like A24, Neon, and others can meet demands in WB, Netflix, and others absolutely can as well. Pure grade, absolutely, yeah. And these smaller studios have been able to meet demand, so that's why I think what was it? Adam Driver was able to promote what was that movie? Ferrari, right? I think that's what the movie's called because the studios were able to meet the demand. So yeah, of course. I mean, I don't even think it's a money thing anymore because I feel like they're losing more money now than they would be, right? I mean, I think it's just a pure stubborn arrogance type of thing about them. I just think they're more thinking about the future and setting a precedent because I think now they're losing more money. I mean, come on, $500 million. They are losing money here where they could have satisfied the writers and the actors, I believe, with a smaller fraction of that, I would think. Maybe I'm wrong there. I don't know. You guys let me know. But I think they're now losing money. So it's like you would think if they would want to make money, they would get these movies back on track. They'd start promoting them, start releasing them, and make some money because they're doing permanent damages to the movies that are already there, that are ready to be released, movies that are going to be made and finalized. And then their reputation as a studio, right? Like Disney got a really bad reputation in the last handful of years. These other studios are going to get a really bad reputation, and that's going to make them lose more money in the long run too, I would think. So I don't know. I like what is not computing for them. I don't know. I don't know what is going in the studio's mind there. I just don't know. Hisham saying, speaking about WB, old Warner Bros. Logo or new Warner Bros. Logo, I'm I cannot think of them off the top of my mind. To me, it's always been the WB and the Shield, right? That's all I can think of. I don't know if they've changed the coloring on it or whatnot. So I would need to see them again and compare them side by side. But they've always had an okay logo to me. I mean, it's recognizable. You can tell the brand. So, I mean, that's all you can ask, right? Let's see. Master is saying, Timmy, we have Netflix, but our Xfinity is screwed up. Oh, sorry to hear that. Let's see. Adrian saying, I like the Looney Tunes WB logo. Oh, yeah. Tim is saying the whole AI aspect of the strike bugs me so darn much. The fact that the studios want the ability to turn to a soulless AI is astonishing. AI can never capture the heart and soul a person can. Absolutely agree, Tim, on that. And once again, I think it's going to hurt them monetarily too, because people can tell when things are made by AI. People can tell when certain things don't have a personality by them. I mean, like just even searching on YouTube, because there's certain you can see certain videos made by AI out there and whatnot, and you can just tell there's like some soullessness to it, right? It's just missing the heart. You're not really connecting with a person. I think you're going to be able to see that in AI written scripts and AI generated extras or whatever they do in terms of acting. I think people are going to be able to tell. I mean, like if we can tell like de aging stuff doesn't work that good, imagine a fully AI generated person. It's not going to work. It's not going to be good. It's not going to look good on screen. The human eye can tell, right? The uncanny valley, we can tell. And yeah, so yeah, very, very sad that the studios aren't seeing that. I mean, the studios have been making so many mistakes with pushing hard for streaming and all this stuff that has actually been hurting them. There's a way the Hollywood system was set up. They need to go back to a more traditional way. And I think that's going to help them to make money. But, I don't know. Do they all want to just be Netflix and I don't think it's gonna work. We got Venancio, the horror troller. What's up, my Central Valley, Northern Cali brother? Yes, Venancio. I learned is even closer to me, so we got to do a Cali meetup one of these days. Actually, quite a few blue tubers in the Central Valley, so maybe we'll have some people, meet us in the middle, right? We'll get some even more Northern Cali people. We'll get some Southern Cali people. Meet us in the Central Valley middle, and then there we go. We got a meetup. What do you think about that? That's a possibility, right? Craig saying thoughts on Godzilla minus one trailer. Have not seen it. I've heard good things, but I'm that person where I don't search out trailers anymore. If I see a trailer before the start of a movie, okay, that's how I see the trailer. But I just know a lot of trailers often spoil things now, and I rather just go in like blind to a movie. So unless I accidentally see it, I don't actively search out for it. But it sounds cool. People said good things. But isn't it just going to Apple TV? Which means I'm not gonna watch it because I'm not gonna sign up for Apple TV again. I did the free trial and I'm like, wasn't overly impressed with their offerings. Let's see. Hisham, is Warner Brothers really bankrupt? I don't think they filed for bankruptcy yet or anything like that. They just did their Discovery merger, but they might be getting kind of set up to sell themselves off to another company, like maybe Universal would acquire WB, and I think that could work out really well. I mean, you already got Harry Potter Land and Universal Studios. I think Universal could maybe do some things with WB, but I don't like how Universal treats YouTubers. So then that's a double-edged sword as well, because they like to not, let people make videos on their content. So let's see. Tim says we spent 2 years in movies struggling with COVID, and now they're struggling again with a strike or a rough time. Yeah, yeah. And where we felt that build up with the pandemic stuff, where things getting pushed back and how they were released, we're gonna feel that same thing another at least 2 to 3 years. Who knows how long it's gonna be feeling this again. And the sad thing here, though, with this one, right, is the studios created this struggle by them all wanting to do these weird stream things with streaming where they go, okay, Warner Brother. I think this is like the moment that just destroyed it for all these studios. Warner Brothers, like, hey guys, pandemic time, we're gonna do day and day releases of all our films. And now they've trained people, right? And I think once again, streaming was a bigger problem in terms of the movie space now than the pandemic. I think pandemic sped it up, but I think streaming was the core basis where now people are trained Well, I don't need to see a movie in theaters. I don't need to go rush out to see Flash in theaters. Flash is going to be streaming just in 2 months, right? Why would I need to rush out to go see the Flash? Um, I think they need to go back to the traditional Hollywood system. They got to do, once again, I would go, this movie is in theaters 3 months, as long as it's making money, but we have a 3 month window. And then after that 3 months, you can rent, right? Rent, pay for rent, and then a year later it goes on physical media and then a streaming service. So if you really want to be a part of the hype machine with it, you got to go out to the theaters for it, because right now the windows are so short. I don't think the short windows work for most of the studios. Except I heard that Universal works okay, um, but all the other studios is definitely not working. All right. Huck is saying, speaking of Cal YouTubers, LA Comic Con is coming up in December. I'm planning on going if any of you want to meet LA Comic Con. Have I been to that one? I almost feel like I don't know. I don't know if I've been to LA Comic Con. See, Huck, you don't want to have to drive far. You want us to drive far. Yep. I get you. I get you. Maybe it's a possibility. I do need to go to some more conventions though, and SoCal got the conventions for sure. All right, let's see. Basin Blue says, I would love to meet up with the Cal YouTuber. Hey, Tony, come along, come along. Go visit California and we shall go. Let's see. Valencia saying, when is that? I'm December, Huck. When is that? Is it in December? Huck is saying, yes, we would love that too, Tony. A must. Yeah. All right. Oh, I like Comic Con December 1 through 3rd. Okay, okay. It's coming up then. All right. Let's see. Tim is saying, I love to make it out the Cal at some point, but it wouldn't be for a couple years at best. Oh, totally understandable, Tim. I know I still got to get out the where are you at? You're near Philadelphia, right? Philadelphia, so we can go run up the Rocky steps together. So we got to do that one of these years. All right. So let's go to our third story here. Third story, because I think we ran through all the comments on uh, the studios and strikes. So we'll go to the Crow updates. Anybody a Crow fan out there? You guys ready for this reboot? Yes? Well, let's look at the information we got now. Okay, the Crow is flying over to Lionsgate, which will handle domestic distribution for the long-awaited reboot. Rupert Sanders directed the feature with Bill Skarsgård starring as the titular character, which originally debuted in the late 1980s comics by J.O. Barr. The character would centered on a man and his fiancee who are killed by a gang after the couple's car breaks down, but the man exacts vengeance after being resurrected as a crow. The late Brandon Lee famously played the character in the '94 film and was killed during the onset accident. The original film left an mark on our culture that lives on, said the producers in a joint statement. We are thrilled to bring a new adaptation for today's audience that respects this legacy. Rupert has masterfully brought new dimensions to create a contemporary universe for this timeless saga of undying love, and we can't wait to share this vision with film audiences, said Charlotte Coe, Lionsgate Executive VP Acquisitions and Co-Productions. We appreciate what the Crow character in the original movie mean to legions of fans, and believe the new film will offer audiences an authentic and visceral reinterpretation of its emotional power and mythology. So first of all, who's a Crow fan out there? I remember watching The Crow once. I think I streamed it, and I thought it was fine for what it is. It's a revenge story. Can't never go wrong with those, right? Yeah, it was a fine movie. I'm not like the most massive Crow fan out there, but I'm ready for a reboot. I'm ready for a reimagining. I've never seen the sequels. How are the sequels for the Crow movies? I think I heard they weren't so good, so that's why I didn't check out the sequels. Um, but yeah, I'm ready for a reimagining. We got Bill Skarsgård as the Crow character, and I think Bill Skarsgård is a great actor, especially when he puts on makeup and he just does certain expressions and emotions with his face. Like he was awesome as a Pennywise in the It movies. I think he's a really good actor for those kind of roles. So I think he's going to be great in this one. Can't wait to see him. And hopefully this finally gets made, because I feel like it's every few years we hear news and updates on this. Oh, it switched to this studio, or they have a different actor in mind. It feels like this is more set in stone now because we got Lionsgate behind it. And I like Lionsgate as a studio. Lionsgate has been doing a great job in the physical media world. So can you imagine the awesome steelbook we would get with a 4K release of this one when it comes out? That would be super cool. I could just imagine with the plastic slip cover over the steelbook. Ooh, that'd be so nice and clean. So I'd be pretty excited for that, depending on the price, of course. But yeah, let me hear your guys' thought on The Crow. Did you grow up watching The Crow movie? Have you ever seen The Crow movie? Are you interested in this reboot? What do you think of Skarsgård as an actor? Let's hear those thoughts here. We got the mention saying, I like The Crow. Yeah, The Crow's solid. Once again, it's not like my go to favorite thing of all time, but I still like The Crow. I mean, from comics, of course. Let's see. Venancio saying the OG Crow is amazing, damn near a masterpiece. Never seen the sequels. See, Venancio, with your hype and enthusiasm, that just makes me want to go back and rewatch it. But they need to do a really nice 4K release because I think the streaming experience wasn't the best for me. But I think if we can get a really good 4K release, ooh, that might just even really boost me up. Yeah, we need a nice 4K release. I don't think there is any 4Ks out there, only the Blu-rays. Let's get a really cool 4K edition of that one and definitely would be down to watch it again. That'd be so cool. Or at this point, let's just get a whole collection of all the Crow movies. Why not? All right, we got Nate in here saying good afternoon, Mega Mike in chat. Hope everyone is doing well today. I'm doing well, and I hope you are doing well as well. What do you think of the Crow? You like the Crow movies? Let's see. But anybody else? Anybody else a Crow fan out there? Anybody else excited for this reboot? Do you think it's actually going to happen? Because I feel like every couple of years people talk about the Crow. So I don't know. It's cursed, right? Let's see. Dimension says I've been hearing for years about a Crow reboot with actors involved like Jason Momoa, but fell apart. Yep, I've heard those same things. Jason Momoa, that would have been kind of an interesting one. I don't know if I see it, but I don't know. I like Jason Momoa in certain roles he's in. Like he was the best part of Fast X, just being so eccentric. I mean, he kind of almost played a Joker character in a way, but he was so entertaining in the movie, just so over the top. So we definitely make the Crow an over the top character. Is the Crow supposed to be that way? I don't know. But I like the Skarsgård choice. Once again, Skarsgård can do stuff like his face and his emotions and expressions. Like he can make stuff really shine through, even with having like certain stuff on his face and whatnot. So I think Skarsgård is a really good choice. I think Skarsgård is an underrated actor. I think he's a really a rising star there, and can definitely be, really make the difference here, I think. Nate saying, I don't think I've ever seen The Crow. Never seen The Crow, Nate? No worries. There's not a great 4K release of it anyway, but I would check it out. I do. Like I said, I like The Crow overall. I only saw it once, so I need to go back and rewatch it. Let's see. Vanessa says they actually even better idea. We need a Crow box set. Yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, they put an awesome Crow on that Omen box set, right? So they can make cool Crows. But who would release it? Would it be then? I don't know. Like, could the Scream Factory get the rights and do like a full box set on it? That'd be cool. We haven't gotten a nice box set from Scream Factory in a while. Um, so they could definitely do that, right? That'd be so cool. I'd be down. I'd be all over that. Yeah, 100%. All right. Any other Crow fans out there? Or have you guys all forgot about The Crow? Has it been so long you're just like, I'll believe it when I see it now, right? That could be happening too. All right, but then of course we are now in the Ask Anything section, which means of course you can go back to any story we covered today, any other movie news story we didn't talk about you'd like to talk about. There's plenty of movie news stories out there, right? I mean, we didn't talk about the Taylor Swift concert movie. Maybe there's some Swifties in here. I don't know. You guys let me know. What do you want to talk about? Do you want me to review anything on the fly? Do you want me to rank something on the fly? Right? I just watched What the Nun 2. I just watched what was the other movie? Oh, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. So I just saw those in theaters if you want more thoughts on that. I got these movie insider boxes. Movie insider boxes. You want me to do a little unboxing on the fly? Who knows what's in there? You guys let me know. What do you guys want, right? You guys gotta let me know on that. But let's see. And just to let you guys, as you guys type in comments or questions or recommendations there, let me run through a few things again. If you're just joining in late, go ahead, click that like button. Like button helps so much, takes a half a second. Let me see actually, where are we at with the likes? Let me see. I'm gonna check right now. Let's see. Can I see how much people like it? I don't know if I can see that. Maybe I can. Let's see. How do you guys do that? How do you guys check how many people like stuff? I usually can't see it till after the movie is done, but let me click on it over here on my phone and we'll see. Oh, that's not working. I don't know. I don't know how many people like this one, but go ahead and click the like button if you're just joining in, and all that good stuff. But for this upcoming week, we have a lot of great stuff coming out. Tomorrow night, we got a live stream in the evening, of course, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's going to be our Cameo Crew stream. So I got to get prepped for all of that, get my thumbnail going for that, and all that stuff. That's going to be fun. We're going to be talking about our favorite cameo appearances in movies. So you can definitely go a lot of genres there. Of course, superhero movies, I'm sure, will be in there, but there's some outside of the box choices, I'm sure. So that's going to be a super fun stream. Of course, we'll have Amazon deal video come out. We'll have some news story informations on physical media topics, physical media by the numbers. A lot of great stuff coming up. A lot of great stuff. My taking on the challenge of Huck, right, with the TV edition duos. That's going to be coming out. And then, of course, we'll get to, hey, you know what? I wonder if I'll go see another movie today. I might go see Bottoms. Bottoms is playing at the theater. Have you guys heard anything about that movie? I don't know. I don't know how it's going to be, but I might do an out of theater reaction for that. And then next weekend, I think there might be a handful of movies coming up. So I'll react to those. And then, of course, we'll get back to the Sunday morning live show. So, yeah, a fun week. Ton of stuff out there. But I really appreciate you guys being here for all of this, watching the content. Any video you can watch, my videos get released same time every day, which is like 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. They get released all the time. As same, very consistent, and they're about what, like 5 to 10, no more than 15-minute long videos. So if you can watch those in the background while you do something, greatly appreciated. And yeah, just helps out the channel a whole bunch. And if you can share the word about the channel, that's really the way to grow these kinds of channels and streams and viewing and all that stuff. As you guys share the good word out there, spread it out to all your news stories. Totally have permission to do that from me, and just talk to people about it. People you know that love movies that maybe you haven't seen here in the chats, let them know. Hey, come on, check over Mega Mike the Movie Man's channel. Why not have a fun time talking some movies? I always appreciate that. So thank you all very much. All right, let's look into some of these comments here. Craig Thompson says thoughts on Evil Dead Rise movie. I liked it overall. I thought it was a fun time. I saw it in theaters. Now I haven't picked up the 4K yet because the price was a little ridiculous and they didn't have any special features. I'm a sucker for special features, so if you're gonna charge a higher price, I need special features. So I will pick it up when it price drops. Around a Amazon Prime Day deal or Black Friday. But I liked it. Now, in terms of ranking the Evil Dead movies, you guys want me to rank them right now? Let's see. You know what? I'd probably go the first remake, then I would go Army of Darkness, then I would go two, then maybe I would go Rise, then the first one, and then is that it? I think that's all of them, right? Hey, there's actually not too many Evil Dead movies, right? Is it just the 5 Evil Dead movies? I think that's it. I know they have their TV series Ash vs. the Evil Dead, which is pretty good. I watched that too. Um, but yeah, let's see. Nate says, "Did you get the Sleepy Hollow 4K Steelbook, and what do you think of it?" So I didn't get the Steelbook option. I got the slipcover option. Very happy with the 4K release there. The disc looked amazing, sounded fantastic. I mean, that Danny Elfman score in there. Woo, yeah. I like the movie overall, and I watched it because I got a Tim Burton stream coming up where we're diving into that filmography. So I was happy with the 4K slipcover option. I didn't need to buy the Steelbook, even though the Steelbook looked cool. I'm really trying to stay away from Steelbooks if I can, unless it's like the Marvel DC stuff that I know I'm gonna watch like 3 times a year. If it's stuff where I'm gonna watch it less often, I'm not gonna get the Steelbooks on it. I'll just go the slipcover option, or like when the Steelbook gets discounted, or if it's a Lionsgate Steelbook, those are cheaper. So I'm trying to do that. I'm trying because to me, I really mostly care about the 4K disc. Of course, I like good artwork and packaging and like that. But if it's way more expensive than the slipcover option, I'll try to lean towards the slipcover. But it's a great release. I had a fun time watching that the other day. So yeah, very entertaining movie. It's perfect for spooky season. All right, Hisham is saying Brandon Lee death from gunshot on the set. The Crow is an accident or murder. I don't know. I wasn't there, so I have no idea. I only have what you all have heard as well. So, but I mean, my guess was it was probably an accident, but who knows? Let's see. Hisham saying, "Have you seen the Crow City of Angel '96 starring uh Eggshell Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?" No, I haven't seen that one. No, I've only seen the first Crow movie. I didn't hear great things about the other Crow ones, so I haven't checked them out. But you guys let me know. Are they worth checking out? Let's see. Hisham says, "Is Sam Raimi really directing Avengers Secret Wars?" I have no idea. They're always changing stuff. I've heard so many different news stories in the past few weeks. Okay, they changed writers, they changed directors. Oh, it's being delayed. Blah blah blah. Blah. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this movie. If Sam Raimi's directing it, okay, sure. I mean, Sam Raimi, he's directed plenty of superhero stuff before, so that's fine. But I don't think the directors are the issue with Marvel right now. I think the issues with Marvel right now are um, just having an overall plan. Like this phase 4 didn't have anything where they were building up to anything, right? I think and it was weird because they had a good plan. Marvel had a great plan where it was like, okay, phase 1, let's introduce characters one by one. Now they'll appear occasionally in some of the other movies, but then they're really going to come back to the Team of Avengers movie. But things were always building up to Avengers. But then Marvel Phase 4, it wasn't building up to Avengers. What? Made no sense. And then you had oversaturation with all the Disney Plus streaming shows, and then the quality dropped other places. And so the plan just fell apart. And I don't know. I don't know why they try to fix it. Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like they had a good system before. And also I think them really taking out the main Avenger characters all in one movie in Endgame was not the way to do it. Okay, you want to take out Iron Man? Fine. Take out Iron Man. But you took out Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, right? You had the Hawkman, right? Hawkeye, is that what his name was? Like he retired for a time, right? They were getting rid of all these main title characters, and now we have all these side misfit characters that they're trying to build an Avenger team off of, and it just is not the same. It just is not working. So yeah, um, yeah, just ugh. Yeah, not gonna work, not gonna work. Yeah, hopefully they get everything fixed. I think they should pause it and then a fresh, hard reboot. That's what I do. Pause it for a few years and then a hard reboot. Let's see. Nate says, "I hope not. He's not a good director at all." Oh, not a fan of Sam Raimi. Um, I've liked a lot of Sam Raimi movies. I don't know if it's because of his directing. But I'm fine with him as a director. No problem with him as a director. Is he the right one to direct this one? I don't know. To me, I think it's going to be more about the script, the writing, and then also, once again, how does it fit in the overall MCU plan? Hisham says, speaking about Sam Raimi, why Sam Raimi never introduced Peter Parker parents and Ravencroft and Spider Man trilogy. Well, I don't even know who Ravencroft is, so I wouldn't know what that was. But Peter Parker parents, I don't know. They just didn't want to. But I love those first two Spider-Man movies. And they could have had a really good one with Spider-Man 3, but studio interference, right? Adding too many villains in there. Spider-Man 3 could have been really, really cool, but yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll still get a Spider-Man 4. You never know. I don't think so, though. I think too much time has passed. The time to do Spider-Man 4, Amazing Spider-Man 3, was all right after the hype with No Way Home. Right when that movie came out and I saw all the hype for it, I would have been like, green light, Spider-Man 4, we need that out in a year. Amazing Spider-Man 3, we need it out in a year. Let's go. But they didn't. Let's see. Hisham is saying Sam Raimi, he's a good director. See, a lot of people like Sam Raimi. I like him well enough too. Yeah. I don't think I would say he's like my top 5 directors or top 10 directors, but I have no issues with Sam Raimi. He's made a lot of movies I like. Evil Dead guy. Spider-Man 2 is still my one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. So yeah, I don't like I said, I don't think he's gonna be the one that either makes the movie good or not good. I think he's a very capable director. I think it's gonna be the script, and then I think it's gonna be just the overall Marvel plan is kind of falling apart. Let's see. Uh Hisham saying that favorite Sam Raimi shot. Like a scene, like just a specific scene. It would probably have to be something in Spider-Man 2, probably just with Spider-Man swinging and then landing on a building. Was that Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 1? I don't know, but swinging And then landing on the building, I thought was just cool. I liked how he filmed New York and the swinging, all in that. That was pretty cool. And the train scene was very cool in Spider-Man 2 with Spider-Man holding the webs. That yeah, all the stuff happening on the train was awesome. Huck says Darkman is very underrated. I agree. I like Darkman. That's the one with Liam Neeson and also Frances McDormand's in it. So there's great talent in that movie. Yeah, the first Darkman's pretty good. Sequels, maybe not so much, but the first one is. I did like the first one. Yeah. What else has Sam Raimi directed? Because all I can think with Sam Raimi is The Evil Dead and then Spider-Man, Darkman. What else? What did he do? Drag Me to Hell? Was that the one? That might have been one. That was actually pretty cool. I kind of like that one. So yeah, a lot of his. I mean, all the movies I can think of from him, I've enjoyed. So yeah, I'm totally fine with him directing anything. Yeah, if he wants to direct an Avengers movie, go for it. I once again, I don't think the directing's the issue with that whole thing. I think it's just the overall Marvel plan. We need a hard reboot. Same with DC. We need a hard reboot. We need a pause and then hard reboot after a few years. Yep, he did Doctor Strange too. That was too, and I kind of like Doctor Strange too. I mean, you could tell his visuals with the dead Doctor Strange, totally reminiscent of Evil Dead stuff. So I liked a lot of the visuals in there. Yeah, I had fun with Doctor Strange too. I like the big giant monster in there. So yeah, I like Doctor Strange too. But when it got to the multiverse stuff, I think that's another large problem right now. They're trying to do this multiverse stuff. I don't like multiverse stuff. Like, it's kind of almost like I don't like how when they overuse time in certain movies, because time can be used to fix any problem. Well, multiverse stuff can be used to fix any problem, and it just gets so over convoluted and confusing. And then characters can go away, and then they can come back, and then there's no stakes involved. And uh, get rid of the multiverse stuff. No more multiverse stuff. No more time stuff in these superhero movies. If you got to do a connected universe, fine. But I'm actually maybe okay. Why does everything need to be connected? Maybe we don't need a connected universe. Maybe we'll just do standalone trilogies. Maybe that works fine. I mean, I just think it's overarching those type of things that are always going to be more of an issue. Let's see. Nate's saying, same here, Mike. Not a fan of multiverse story at all. It's lazy sci-fi writing. Yeah, agreed. Because you can fix any problem with multiverse stuff. Like you can fix any problem with time stuff too. Um, yeah, it's just and we've gotten so much multiverse stuff now, it feels kind of played out. Like, I like the multiverse stuff in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse because I mean, that's really kind of the story there. But other than that, I don't need to see all this multiverse stuff in other movies. It's too much multiverse stuff. They did it too fast. It was just, ugh. Yeah, doesn't work. Doesn't work. Huck says, yes, I'm right there with you with the overuse of time travel and multiverse as a story crutch. That's lazy writing, in my opinion. Agreed. And that's why I didn't like Endgame as much as Infinity War. I still really love Endgame. Don't get me wrong. That third act in Endgame is some of the best comic book stuff I've ever seen. But that middle part when they're doing the time stuff, just it loses a little bit for me. Um, but yeah, that I agree. It's like I don't like that stuff. Just yeah, Hug says Jinx. Yeah, uh, yeah. So that's but yeah, they opened up a can of worms when they got into all that multiverse stuff. That's just complete can of worms and just like, yeah, started to fall apart. Started to fall apart, unfortunately. All right. Any other last minute questions, comments? Want to see me unbox something? What do you guys want out there? Anything, any last minute thoughts before we round up today? You guys see my awesome Oogie Boogie mug? Look at that. Ooh, look at that. Very cool, huh? So that's why I'm drinking my coffee out of today. Yes, very, very cool, right? They're very good. Let's see. Hisham says, are you still watching anime? I've never watched a ton of anime. The few anime shows I've watched were like what was it? Dragon Ball Z was when I was growing up, we'd watch that all the time. I love Dragon Ball Z. Um, My Hero Academia was probably the recent show that I got through. I don't think I got through all the seasons, but maybe a few seasons. So I did like that. I will see the occasional anime movie when it comes out to the local theater near me, except my local theater doesn't get all the anime type of stuff. But when they do, I'll watch it. Yeah, of course. What was it? Pupel of Chimney Town. That was a really fun movie. Very surprised by it. So I'll watch that type of stuff. More likely to watch anime movies than anime shows. Now I am kind of curious about One Piece that they turned into a live action series. Is that any good? I know a lot of people are One Piece fans out there. I've heard some decent things about the show. Should I be checking that out? Let's see. Craig says, when do you decorate for Halloween? It depends. Some years we've really gotten into it, and I would decorate everything, all the windows, everything in the house. And we did that for like 5 years where I was really decorating everything. And it would probably be about a month before Halloween. Now I've kind of gotten tired and I'm just like, do I really want to spend the time putting everything up, taking everything down? So, I mean, we might put a few things here and there around the house, but I don't think I'm going to go all out this year for it. I mean, we used to do like a Halloween party gathering, and that's really where we wanted everything decorated. We stopped doing that after so many times. That's because, get tired, and yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to decorate stuff, and just who has the time anymore? I mean, you got YouTube, right? You got to watch movies. You got so many things to do that, yeah. But if I were to decorate, it'd probably be like a month before Halloween, and then probably stay up like a month or two after because I'd be so tired to take them down. A fun question. Let's see, but I do need to check out a Spirit Halloween store. But then I feel like I'm gonna spend a lot of money if I go there. But I want to see all the cool stuff. All right, Hisham says, "What genre of movie you really wanted?" That I just really like in general? Well, you guys know me, superhero movies is my first go-to, horror movies is my second go-to, but I watch every kind of genre, I watch every decade, new films, classic films, doesn't matter to me. I'm just trying to look for the best of the best movies in terms of my personal taste. So I'll watch anything, it's like if people would send me movies, I'll watch them. I don't care. I'll check it out, let you guys know my thoughts on them. And I'm pretty easy to please too, pretty easy to please in terms of movies. Like, I mean, most movies I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I watched it, even if I didn't love it. Very few times am I like, I despise this movie. I can probably can't count on my hands, like my top 10 movies I just despise and would never watch again. But most movies, I'll watch and give a chance to, no problem. Hisham says, best Spider Man costume. Trying to think. I mean, the Tom Holland ones were pretty good, but I don't know. But I am a sucker for just the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man ones. I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, they've all been good. I mean, that's one thing I can definitely say about all the superhero stuff. They've done a great job with costumes, like especially Marvel. They do an amazing job with costumes and production designs and things of that nature. I mean, they really have brought those costumes to life from the comics, and I'm always blown away by their costumes, so, yeah, that's where they definitely shine. 4K Lowdown in the house. Happy mega morning, Mike. Well, happy to you as well, 4K Lowdown. You are also in the Central Valley. We were just talking about a California meetup here, trying to get more people to come up to us, though, because we got a few people in the Central Valley. Let's see. Hisham saying SAG strike. I think it's about the same thing. Same thing with the writer strike. It's all, these studios don't want to budge on anything. Studios are being stubborn right now, and studios are hurting themselves in the long run, which doesn't make any sense. But you know how stubborn people are sometimes. They're just stubborn. They won't negotiate. They won't meet in the middle. It's either their way or the highway. And right now, nothing is going anyway. So, yeah. But there we go. I think I got through all the comments here today. Thanks again, everybody, for joining me here today with all the great interaction, all the awesome questions, and just talking all this fun movie news stuff, physical media stuff. We just talk about all sorts of movie stuff on this channel. So, really appreciate it. Definitely spread the word. Definitely hit that like before going. And just make the day a movie day. Go enjoy some movies out there and get prepped for our Tim Burton stream, but Cameo Crew stream tomorrow. But have a great day, everyone.